Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. This is Wild West 08 with level 398. We are marching ever closer to that not special 400, but it is a special because it's the next 100 episodes out. With me tonight, we have KooshMoose.
Yellow.
And also because he still does not have anything better to do, Big L decided to join us and his mic is muted already, so we are getting off to a banging start. Koosh, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well too. How was the last 2 weeks for gaming?
Last 2 weeks for gaming. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you. Not great. I was at the beach. So that means that my availability and my time are low and limited. And of course, that's when warboats would start.
Of course.
And not knowing what I might need, I just queued up a bunch of things on my ROG ally. Which, as I hear, I'm not the only one that has a ROG ally on the panels. So that was fun to hear Elroy's take on it. I messaged him on the side. We both have the same one. We both have the white one, so we don't have the big money black one. So I loaded up a couple things on there, and then took it with me and kind of put it through its paces a little bit. I only had 1 or 2 days or nights where I could play it a little bit, and it worked out great. I was concerned about like the screen being too small and messing up my vision, and that's because I was just playing a game with small text and a small character.
Okay, yeah.
And I was staring intently. And if I'm conscious about, now this is an old man thing, so if you're younger, these are things to look forward to. I was staring maybe a little too intently at the screen and not taking little eye breaks every few minutes to just kind of look around the room and things like that and adjust my vision. As you get older, you need to do these things, or else you'll walk into walls and things. So and you can't read books, and everything's fuzzy, and you get confused. You start drooling. These are the things that happen as you get older, just so you know. So I did that. I got a little bit of gaming in. I unfortunately wasn't able to do anything for warboats because none of the stuff I prepared was good. And then of course I tried playing some Doom. I did that over the cloud on my ROG ally, and it played
the new
great.
one?
Yeah, it played great. Well, not the new one. The first of the new ones.
The first of the okay, gotcha.
The first of the newest trilogy,
I think.
And it played great. But the thing I needed to do was kind of further in than I wanted it to be, and I was just like, no, I'll wait till I get back home. And then I also wanted to see, okay, well, what happens when I play? Now, maybe people know this for like the Game Pass quests and such, but the ROG or the cloud does not count as an Xbox console. It would count as a PC, I believe, if I'm playing a PC game on the ROG Ally. But in the cloud one would maybe count as a PC. Probably not. Probably doesn't count as anything. I wasn't able to confirm that, or I just wasn't paying attention. Maybe I'll run another test and see whatever. But I can confirm it does not count as a console. And Reddit agrees. So yeah, so I got some gaming time in with that, but not really. And then when I got back home, I was able to play a bunch of stuff, and it was nice because especially today, a whole bunch of stuff just came out. A whole bunch of Game Pass things just landed, and it's just I'm just drowning in games, which is good.
Always.
So sorry for that long response. How's
your
week? 2 week of gaming?
I will get to that here in a second. I wanted to get. I have not listened to the previous weeks yet. I've been a little busy and haven't had a chance to listen to it. Maybe at the gym tomorrow I will. So I don't know what Elroy's take on it. But you played Doom. What other games did you play on it, and how did they perform?
What else did I play? Oh, I played a little Sworn.
Okay.
Yeah, also Game Pass game. I played. I loaded some things I wanted to play, like Creatures of Ava. But I didn't actually get around to playing that one. So mostly I just played Doom. It's a lot like Doom.
How did it? Were you playing like on like your phone network? Or are you playing on the hotel network? Or
we have a condo, so it was just
okay.
Condo Wi-Fi. Okay. Now, my father-in-law is let's see, careful with his money. So he does not pay for a really good internet connection. He pays for an okay internet connection. Just, it's good enough for streaming and supports a whole bunch of devices, but it's nothing fancy. But it worked great. So I didn't have any issues.
Okay, that was good to hear.
Like
That's
I said,
always
I was playing Doom and it was smooth. So
yeah, that was kind of my concern was, I was hoping that you would allow you to download games and do all that stuff on there, and I'm happy that you weren't able to do that. And so then it's all streaming stuff. Like how would that perform or anything there? But
yeah, since I didn't have too much time while I was there, I didn't want to download anything, so I just stuck with what I had or the cloud version of whatever was there.
yeah, that's usually what I do. Is I have my first Series X, and I just usually load it up with games at home, and then I take it with me on the trip.
Yep.
And so I don't have to try to download stuff on the hotel, which as I'll watch it, I'll be like 10 megabytes per second. I'm like, oh, this is so slow.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. Was like preload like a smaller console and try to get it to go.
Yeah, home internet's over 500, so it's just a huge difference. But so the last 2 weeks for me was pretty exciting because Starfield's new DLC came out, so I've been enjoying that, and I'll get to more of that later. That was the big thing, and I was it's a fun one. I've enjoyed it so far. There's one very crappy part of it that's just downright terrible, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But overall, it was a good addition to Starfield, and we'll kind of see what's going on. But yeah. Anyways, we'll get Ellie going to join us now.
I've been here the whole time.
I know you have. You've been muted the whole time.
Don't call it a comeback.
How was your last 2 weeks of gaming?
That's so funny. I really thought you were joking because of what happened last week.
Oh.
I've literally been here the whole time. Yeah, for some reason, whenever the wire gets tugged out even remotely, it disconnects. So that's funny.
Well, welcome.
Last 2 weeks have been good. I actually sunk a boat in warboats, so I was very happy.
Nice.
So badging out. Is that how it works, Koosh?
Yeah.
Does it?
Good things with badges, yeah.
It's one of those things where my opponents did nothing, so I don't feel the urge to keep going. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like,
did you have any opponents that you knew, or were these just all randos?
Nope. No, I never heard of any of them.
And this is 3 opponents, right? So it's a 4.
Yes, you got 3 opponents.
Anybody in the in our Discord that's kind of taken off with it, or is it just kind of a? Don't you have is it a few days? I don't remember. Didn't read too much into it.
They gave like 2 weeks, I think it was,
or 2 weeks to get your
something like that.
And then they'll just keep going until there's one winner.
It's ongoing.
Yeah, I've actually got.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Was it Ben L72? I know some people are making a run at it.
Oh yeah, I don't know who's actually going for it. I can see my opponent.
NL72 is in 5th place with 60.
My opponent, Carnage, Cafornaforge.
Cafornaforge.
He's kind of going for it, sort of. He's trying to sink all the boats, and it looks like 1, 2, 3. Looks like he's gotten almost all the boats. And he has a score of 8 now as a result of that, because he's trying to sink everything, so he's got a lot of misses. Larval, or Larvae 1 is doing pretty well with a score of 30. Runner E-Girl, I've never heard of.
I've played with her before.
Okay. You got this KooshMoose guy who sunk one thing, found another one. Or did I sink 2 boats now? No, I've sunk 1 boat. I need to. I'm trying to. I guess I found my fiver, and I just need to find the other side of it, and then I'll probably be done with this round, and maybe I'll compete. I don't know. I'm doing okay. 16. That puts me in 2nd place for my group.
Okay. According to the Warboat page, Ben L72 is position 5th right now.
Wow.
With Alex RD at number 8 position.
I muted again.
No, you're here. You're here now.
NBA Kirtland's 24, Jay Black's 25. So you got some people in there doing it. Waka Pale's 36.
Yeah, so one game that came up for me several times that I had added to my pool that was way more fun than it had any business being is a quote-unquote baby game called One Button Games 5-in-1.
Yep.
And I played the first volume of it. And I had a good time.
Yeah,
Have you played any of these in your crazy month?
No, I saw one of them was on sale recently, so I kind of looked into seeing if I was going to do it, but I decided not to get it. It was like $250 or something, I think. I don't know what volume it was, but they looked interesting.
Well, there's a 6-pack, so don't bother buying them singularly.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 6 different games, and they all have Xbox One series and Windows stacks. So
yeah,
that's a lot of gamer score. So now I believe they're at 3,000 gamer score right now. So there's 5 different games, and they're literally just one button, and they're basically timing games.
Okay.
Because that's all you could really do. So stuff happens on the screen, and you have to press A at the right time, or B, or whatever button you want to press.
Okay.
So my warboats had like, I don't know, 8 or 10 different ones, and I guess I didn't realize before I started that misses count as negative points.
Oh, they do.
What are rules anyway?
Yeah. Once I saw that, I'm like, oh no, I can't just go for random stuff. I need to actually try and fucking build around my hits. And then I played FMV game called I Saw Black Clouds. And I'm like, oh, this should be easy. And then I saw it was 4 to 5 hours. I'm like, oh. So it's basically one of these games where you watch a movie and you make different choices, and it's basically Walking Dead, but it's an acted out movie. So it's choose your own adventure type of FMV game. But I love warboats. Did we explain what warboats is? Like it's basically battleship, but we can't say battleship, so we call it warboats.
Right.
And you try to sink ships the exact same way as battleship. So if you haven't signed up for it, I think you still can. It looks like you can still sign up right now.
Yeah, I think it ends. I think this round ends on the 20th or something. So there's not a whole lot of time. If they even let you in, I don't know.
I hope so. It's one of the more fun ones they do, in my opinion. It's like RTDL on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always fun.
Well, I was jonesing when I got back from the beach because like I was just chomping at the bit because I see everybody else playing stuff and I'm just like, and they're all talking about it. And it's like, I can't do anything. So when I got home, my strategy was, okay, how many of these are Palgi? How many of these are in one Palgi game? So I pulled up 2 Palgi games and I knocked out like, I don't know, 8 achievements or something across all my spots. I didn't even care if they were hits or misses. I was just splashing things like crazy just to get a sense of where to start on the board. And luckily that found me 2 of my boats. The only 2 that I've currently discovered. And and then so I started going and playing some more substantial games like the Saboteur. That's a fun game. Why haven't I gone back to that? I should really put time into that and finish it. Another one was Batman Arkham, the original, but Game of the Year edition. It's like, man, this game still looks good, and it's backwards only, compatible. Incompatible. I had to play it on the 360, and it still looks really good. I'm like, my goodness, how did they manage that? And I was kind of just playing that. I got like 2 or 3 achievements in that game that were on my warboats. So there's a lot of good stuff in there. If I had more time, I'd probably pick 1 or 2 games to kind of dig into, but then Game Pass happened.
Then Barbie happened, and Gabby's Dollhouse.
Oh yeah, I played Barbie while I was at the beach. Yeah, that helped.
Yeah, except it wasn't the beach one. It was the trail, mountain trail.
Yeah, it was the Red Dead Redemption one. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. I know I'm not a big Forza fan, but I know that y'all dabble in that. And they released the achievements for that this week. Did you guys check them out yet?
Nope. I'm still
No.
working on 4.
Interesting. Yeah, I looked at them. There was some discussion in the channel on the Discord. Some people are, wondering if they should do what they did for 5. Like when 5 came out, if you bought the or if you did the upgrade, so because it was coming to Game Pass, so if you paid for the upgrade, you could play 4 days early or something like that. And what that did is it condensed an entire season into like 4 days. So if you played during that time and you completed a certain amount of stuff, it counted as doing an entire season. Like, what do those things take? They take a week or 2 weeks or something like that. I can't remember how long they take, but it's basically a shortcut to getting that one more intensive achievement where you had to play every day or play, consistently for a little while. And so I kind of cheesed that one by accident. Didn't know because I think I paid for the upgrade. So people were looking to see, should we do that for 6? And of course I was interested in one thing, and that was driving down every road. And I see TA says they've pulled that achievement. It no longer exists in that. Wow. Yeah, it no longer exists in that form. The first thing I would do when a new Forza Horizon came out is I would jump in, I'd do whatever crap they wanted me to, like jump out of a plane and race a train and all that fun stuff. And then once you get there and you're free to just roam, I would just drive every road. I'd throw on the classical music channel and I'd just sit there, drive every road. Like, that was fun for me. I guess I can still do that. There is an achievement for uncovering the entire map, which I assume is similar. It's just, it's not worded the same. So I don't know if it's going to work the same. And there's other changes too. Like, there's nothing for the eliminator. There's no hide and seek achievements. So that's good.
For now,
Yeah, for now. They'll add some junk later.
I think people tend to focus on the multiplayer stuff, huh?
Yeah. I think people try to knock that out.
We have a Forza channel. I've seen people getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to do my head-to-head in 5. Or hide and seek.
Hide and seek. Yeah, hide and seek.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that still need that.
Yeah.
Well, go check those achievements out. I mean, the game's getting here quickly to launch, so go check those out. See if that's something you're interested in. We also got the next. I know that's a fan favorite of the Discord and of a lot of people right now is the Power Wash games. That got its DLC achievement for Adventure Time, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check those out as well. I know those seemed pretty straightforward from what I could tell. I still got to get into that first game someday.
Oh, so good.
Someday. But the kind of meat from this week, Koosh, do you want to talk about the big news that kind of dropped, I think, yesterday?
Sure. I guess an internal memo at Microsoft got leaked or something. I don't know. Somebody commented on it that Asha Sharma, the new CEO, has an internal memo saying that she thought Game Pass has gotten too expensive. So that's pretty cool. So if they think it's too expensive, you think the solution to that is to make it less expensive. So hopefully they'll, I don't know, pull some things out of there that nobody uses, like the or nobody asked for, like the Fortnite and the EA.
Oh boy,
all that stuff. Maybe they'll pull that out. Maybe they'll add another tier.
Halo Gears, we know
that's a little. Yeah, maybe they'll add a tier that's a little bit more lean, or give you a little bit more a la carte that you can pick and choose from things. Maybe they'd make it a little more complicated, but
Forza only.
Cheaper. Well, and then there was also discussion this week about they might potentially not put Call of Duty on the next. They might not put that on Game Pass right away. So maybe that's one way that they make it cheaper by, by changing what they said Game Pass would be.
So in its iteration right now, $30 a month seems to be expensive. Is it worth it? Or is it just more of a value thing? If you find value in it, it's worth it.
I think it's subjective, right? If you don't have a whole bunch of games, if you're just starting Xbox today, it's fantastic. You just have access to so much. If you're a long-term gamer, you've got a bunch of this stuff already, it's less worth to you. It also depends on how much time you have to play, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
So it's different for everyone, but I think the general consensus, at least around the Discord, is the price of Game Pass is too damn high. So, the old dude banging the gavel, it's too high.
Wow, that's old school.
Yeah. So I have Ultimate. That's just because I like to play everything, and I like all of the stuff that comes to Game Pass day one at the Ultimate tier. I don't like having to wait, a month or whatever to get the stuff that was already there and got pushed down to the premium. I was thinking about premium, but I went with Ultimate because I found the deal, and I went with that. So I'm still that. Now, my hope is that when they restructure the tiers, that means that my Game Pass extends longer than it currently is, because it's worth less. It costs less, so I have more of it. That's math.
Yeah, we don't do math.
Yeah.
I got the deal last Black Friday, so I extended, I think, out through, it was like $130 or whatever it was on Newegg, and got it for a year. So, I mean, I think that's kind of worth it for the games that I knew was going to be coming, the games I still wanted to play. And you look at games that have already come. I want to play Star Wars Outlaws, which, is probably going to be about, I don't know, anywhere $15 to $20 if I buy it. And then, you just basically just, if you start adding up the games that I want to play, I think the amount that I paid for it is worth it. But like you said, if you don't have the time, you don't have the ability to play very much, then it's probably not worth it. But that's the beauty of having different tiers and everything. And so I think a lot of people get so focused on, well, it's $30 a month. It's like, well, it's just, you choose what you want. If you don't have the opportunity to play, but you still want to have some games that will either trickle down, or you can just spend more time playing them and less worrying about, oh, well, I'm having this $30 charge every month or whatever it ends up being, and you can spend more time playing whatever game you want to play and have a lower tier, you can as well. I mean, there's a lot of people nowadays that will get Netflix for a month or two and watch a show and then cancel it and move on to Paramount and watch another show and cancel that and go to the next thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's ultimately cheaper to buy the games, yes.
Or that too. If you want to go that route, you can just go the basic.
Wait a couple months, they'll be $30.
Yeah,
well,
they'll be $20.
You could be a weirdo that likes outright games, right? And they're always $40 brand new. And then if they go on sale, you're lucky to get them 20 digitally and 9 physically. I don't know why I know these numbers specifically. I'm just saying, per
Just
example.
Well, speaking of outright, even though I don't think it's an outright game, Bluey came up with their achievement list. And that's not an outright game, right?
No,
it's another developer.
There's actually 2 Bluey games.
Eliminator mode.
What's that?
Is there eliminator mode for Bluey?
Yes. Bluey pops on a assault rifle
Bluey
and just
Battle Royale
starts going
awesome, you know it. Bluey Battle Royale. Mark it down.
There's actually 2 Bluey games coming out in the near. So,
Kart Racer. What else?
The Kart Racer. No, it's it's basically the Pokemon Snap, right? So they've got their Pokemon Snap that's coming out, and then they also have this the Crayon one, which is based on the drawing episode. So
I feel like the Bluey hype kind of died down a little bit. Is there a movie or anything? Or
well, I think it takes a while to do it, and they're trying not to go crazy with it. But yeah, it's kind of cool a little bit. I think you should ask the Aussies. That's where it comes from. So.
Well, there is a Bluey movie next year on the schedule, and it is it was last year, the number one stream show out of everything in the world. So maybe just because it's nothing new, you're probably not seeing it just because of where your family.
My kids, my definitely young kids, stopped watching it.
But no, I was reading that stuff in January and February, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the stuff I read said Bluey was the number one stream show on everywhere. So,
I mean,
it makes sense.
If my daughter ever stopped watching it, I'm pretty sure we'd still watch it. It's adorable.
It'd be interesting to see how it does in the movie business, but that's for another discussion. Yeah. So I think that's about what we have. It'll be interesting to see if they make any changes to the pricing, or maybe kind of, I know people don't like all the piecemeals and the different tiers and everything, but just kind of being able to add, I still am an advocate of just adding, if people want to spend an extra $10 a month and play Call of Duty and have access to it right away, then be my guest. Or you don't want the Fortnite stuff, maybe save $5 a month or something. I don't know, but
I mean, the way they've been iterating lately, I'm thinking we'll probably hear something about Game Pass tiers before the end of the year. I think that next big Microsoft thing, I think we'll probably hear about that, which is not the showcase that's happening on Thursday. People won't hear about until after it's already happened, but
yeah, we'll see how things go. Elle, you want to take us through the targets on the dock?
Yeah, I do. Which month are we in? May? So,
Not quite yet.
April Fools. It's when you spell out trophy in Sony. It's ridiculous, I tell you. Ridiculous. Must be Freem. You need 6 achievements with the letters TROPHY or SONY in the achievement game name. We have top tier, where you earn to get a gold 9 achievements in games rated 4 stars or above. And we have hop to it, where we get platformer achievements, and you need 12 of them. So just to show you what type of games I play, I got 2 of these naturally, and I'm sure you can imagine which one I have not gotten yet.
I'm going to go with the top tier ones.
Correct. I got several in the other 2 categories, but no, I guess I haven't been playing games rated 4 stars or above, which goes to show you what I've been playing.
Well, there you got it. That's actually probably going to be our last reminder for the month, because by the time we record next, it'll basically, and then come out, we will be in May. So
I would say typically I get whatever I can get naturally, and then with the week remaining, I take a look and panic, and then go from there.
yeah,
it's a good strategy.
Yeah,
I think that's what a lot of people do. Wait till the
Works
last
so far.
minute, and oh shoot, I need to do everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think it's time to talk about some video games. I will go first. I kind of teased a little bit about what I was going to talk about at the beginning, and that is the new DLC for Starfield came out. It is called the Terran Armada. This is a good maybe 8 to 10 hours, maybe a little less, depending on how fast you do things, DLC. So I think it's a pretty good length. It's $10, I believe. I didn't have to pay for it because I have the premium edition that I bought, and it is included in that pass.
When did Starfield come out? It's been a couple of years, right?
Yes. It did just
23. Wow.
Yep, September 23. So it's almost been about
I
2.5
remember
years.
this is a new hotness. Wow.
It is.
Good on them.
It is, and it's back to being the new hotness. If you saw the TA article, it had a jump of 200%. People over 200% of people
Wow.
playing.
So did you buy this 2 years ago, this DLC, 2 years in advance, more or less?
Pretty much. I mean, they did say that they didn't know what they were doing for the DLC, but I did buy the premium edition, which was going to come out with. It said it was going to come out with future DLC. So it came out with Shattered Space, I think, last year. Let me check real fast.
A lot can happen in 2 years. You
Oh,
can,
it's 2 years. It was October of 24 that
sell
Shattered
your
Space.
console.
Yeah, a lot good. But it's new now for
Lot good,
PlayStation
yeah.
people. It did just come out the other day for PlayStation. And it's good to see that a lot of the same issues that Xbox faced when it came out is now happening on PlayStation. A lot of freezing, a lot of bug crashes. Same thing that happened when it came out on Xbox. But
Sounds familiar.
yep, it does. I didn't, I played it the day it came out. I had it pre-installed. I played it for a good couple hours that first night, and then I played it quite a bit. I didn't really run into a lot of issues until I got to the DLC. Then started having some crashes and everything on the Shattered Space DLC, and now the Terran Armada. I get some crashes every once in a while. Today was not as bad. Maybe they did some back end patching or something that it wasn't as bad, but could tell that they didn't stress test it enough in their games. But anyways, back to the Armada DLC. Yeah, so we have a new enemy called the Terrans. There's some robots that are controlled by humans, and they are looking to try to take over the galaxy. So you get a distress call to help them out. And then you go over to a new area that they built for the DLC, and you will basically start the quest line there. Most of it is going to be, uncovering, who these people are and what they're doing. One of the story missions involves what they term in the DLC incursions. And so there's a major incursion and a minor incursion. The minor one is usually you will go to you'll hear about a system that has a minor incursion. You'll go over to that system in your spaceship, and there'll be 3 or 4 ships that you'll need to kill or take out, and that will stop that incursion for the minor one. The major one usually has the same amount of ships, but also has a bigger, think of like one of those, Star Wars cruisers, like one of those big ships involved as well. So you'll have to kill the small ships first, and then you'll be able to dock into the big ship and complete the objectives to take down that incursion. And usually it involves blowing up the ship and everything. So you'll get off the ship and get away to safety. The ship will blow up, and that major incursion will stop. So you're doing that along with some other side quests if you want to, or some other story quests involved with it until you're done with the story. I will say that there is. I'm trying to think about it without spoiling it. There is a way that you can stop the incursions from happening after you're done with the DLC, or there is a way that you can have them continue. You want to have them continue after you do the DLC, because you're going to need to do 30 incursions for an achievement. So you want to make sure that you can continue to do them after you are done. Now, the 30 incursions count if you do a major or a minor, but depending on the decision you make on the final DLC, you can stop them all together. And you don't want to do that, or else you'll lock yourself out of the achievement and you'll have to go back and change it, which is what I did because I wasn't paying attention. So just a heads up for that.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. Along with the DLC, they also had the what's it called? I'm gonna look it up real fast. They had an update as well, and it is, why is it not seeing it now? The Changing Lanes, or was it Changing Lanes or something, or Free Lanes update? I can't remember what it's called now. But they added an update with the DLC as well. I'll see if I can find it while I'm talking. But the the DLC adds a new way to kind of travel around instead of, if you wanted to, when you're in a star system. Usually, you would kind of pick a planet and you could highlight the planet and travel there. It'll do a little small cutscene as you're traveling to the planet. Now, if you want, you can kind of go into like a hyper speed mode, kind of like Star Wars again, bringing that back, and you can kind of go it's a little bit slower than doing just the quick travel, but you'll also find ships, derelict ships, or you'll find anomalies and other stuff that you can encounter. So basically, if you just want to kind of cruise around, check out stuff in the star system in this hyperspace mode, you can. It's pretty fun. I've played around with it. I've done some derelict ships. I've done some of the other stuff that will pop up, or you can travel the planets quickly without having to do the cutscene if you don't want to, as everything. But I don't remember what it's called, but I wish I could find it. Maybe I'll think of it later. But anyways, so they had an update, and they also updated a lot of other balanced issues and other freezing stuff that happened in the Xbox and Steam version as well, along with the DLC. I'm sure they're going to push an update for the PlayStation people here soon. Along with some new things that they added in the update, they have a new resource called X-Tech that you'll want to find. You can find them pretty frequently on dead enemies and ships and stuff like that. You'll use that for some achievements and some upgrades. They also have new weapon and ship mods, and those are all part of the achievements in the game. And so you'll need to do a legendary 4, weapon upgrades. That needs to be done to get that achievement. There's also ship upgrades that you'll find when you are attacking those new Terran ships that are part of the minor or major incursions. You'll want to make sure to go to where you destroyed them at, and they'll usually have a case that you can loot through some items. In that loot, they'll have some ship mods. You'll want to attach one of the ship mods to the to your ship, and when you do that, you'll get an achievement. The achievements overall are not that bad for Starfield. but there is one that is downright terrible. And that is called They're Not Toys. So this achievement this update has unlocked a new collectible called action figures, and they're from the Steam view that they were able to find in the code and everything. There's 54 of them, I believe, and these collectibles are only found in like captain's lockers. They're found in special chests. They're not very frequent. You can find them in
Mike Pitch's basement. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just that black dredge that's down there, all that stuff. Pretty much. He'll find them when he puts his new flooring in, though. So,
Maybe.
but yeah, so maybe. But a lot of there's no guarantee when you're entering these ships, when you're going to these planets, or you're going to these location. They're called places of interest, POIs. When you're going to these places, not every place will have a chest, and not every chest will have these action figures. So it's a lot of RNG. The community has started to find some quick ways to do it, but you can load into some areas pretty quickly and run to the chest and try to find it. And, you could do it, 20, 30 times and find maybe one out of all that time, maybe find one action figure. So basically the drop rates are very low, and it's making a lot of people upset because there's not been anything like this in the initial game or the previous DLC. And so just adding something like this where you have to find 54 figures, you can get the same figure too. So not only, I'm like halfway through it right now, and I'm getting a lot of the same figures nowadays when I'm trying to go through and find these things. And so it's just basically, if it's not something that you want to do, you might just want to wait, and hopefully Bethesda will see the uproar. I've already mentioned them about it, that they need to increase the drops or add it to like a quest or something, or a store that you can buy it from. But other than this, the DLC is a lot of fun. It has, I think it's worth the $10 price tag that it is. They have some miscellaneous achievements that you can get, some callbacks from the base game. Nothing that's like super difficult. It would probably be, without that crazy achievement, like maybe an 8 to 10 hour completion. But this achievement alone is probably pushing it to a 50 to 80 hour completion, just trying to get all the luck and getting the right figures and everything. So just buyer beware, or player beware, whatever you want to do. If you want to try that or not, it's definitely kind of brought the DLC down quite a bit, because the rest of it was a lot of fun. But that is the Starfield DLC Terran Armada. Any questions or anything?
So the achievement you missed, was that something that could have been avoided with like more saves or something?
So I didn't miss it. Are you talking about the incursion stuff I was saying?
Yeah.
So that's not an achievement. It's just there is an achievement for doing 15 incursions, and there's an achievement for doing 30 incursions. And so if you make a specific choice to stop the incursions in the end game, then you would miss that achievement.
Oh, got it.
But when I noticed that I did that, because I had got to the end game, I'd gotten past the end game, and I was like, why is there no incursions going? I was like, oh, I bet you I made the wrong decisions, because my kids were probably doing something and I just wasn't paying attention as much as I needed to the game. And so I just loaded the save back up and
okay.
Just went back
That kind of sucks that you can't just play and have to worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the incursions are fun. I mean, I can see how they're trying to make it more of an end game thing where you could just keep doing it, because you get loot every single time that you go through to the end and everything. So I could see why they're making it, but I think they're overthinking it and saying, oh, these people are going to be playing this and doing these incursions all over the time to get this loot, when it's really not worth it to do it, because the loot is good. It's legendary. It's a lot of times you're getting really good loot, but is it really going to tip your balance in playing it? Probably not. But yeah, if there's nothing else, that is Starfield, Terran Armada. Koosh, what have you been playing?
Oh boy. What have I been playing that I'm going to talk about? We should probably preface that with I've been playing a game. I've been playing a game called Tiny Bookshop. Now, this is in Game Pass. It is a cozy game. It does not require your full attention. You don't need to kind of hardcore game it. I don't think this would work very well on the ROG Ally because of the text. It would be too tiny in a tiny bookshop. It's even tinier. I should note that right now there's one unobtainable. It's weird. It's for selling 40 travel books in one day, and there are other achievements for selling 40, I don't know, crime books in a day that work just fine. So this is just a simple, made it through QA and should not have. So I imagine they'll fix it. What is the game? Well, it starts off with you kind of driving. You sort of see yourself. You see this person driving out of the city with a little station wagon and a little trailer, and you have to basically pick some little word bubbles to kind of describe why you're doing what you're doing. I don't think it affects the game at all. It just kind of helps, I guess, give you a way to make the character more, like you, and kind of put yourself in the position of this character. Like, oh, I'm leaving because I stole all these books and the cops are after me. Or I'm leaving because I want a quieter life, that sort of stuff. That first one may not be real. So you just kind of pick why you're doing it. But I don't think it really matters. You'll eventually be having conversations with people in this town that you've gone to. And they'll ask you other things too. And I think they're just kind of like flavor text. Doesn't really matter what you pick. But it just allows you to kind of make it more your own experience. So when you get to that town, you have one location you can go to. And when you go there, you'll meet one person, and that person will kind of introduce you to, I guess, the town, and say, oh, it's really nice here. And you'll meet these other people. And I think might even introduce you to one other person that says, oh, do this thing here. And then tomorrow you can go sell your books over there. And when you do that, I think the very first thing you do is you paint your little bookshop, which once again is just a trailer on the back of your car. And you can kind of choose a few different colors. You'll be able to buy more paint later, which will allow you to get more color options should you choose to do that sort of thing. But you can color it initially, and then you can change that later. And I don't think that has any bearing on how well things get sold. I think it's all just preference, just how much time you want to spend making this thing pretty. Your bookshelf in your tiny bookshop holds 40 books, and you can choose which of the 7 genres that are available you want to put on the shelf. You could just have all crime books if you wanted. It's not a great idea unless you know exactly what people want in that area where you are. The genres are crime, drama, fact, fantasy, classic, kids, and travel. And for instance, the starting place where you start out is, by the wharf, basically. And the people there are very interested in travel books and in fact books. Now, when you start, you have a pretty good mix of everything, but you'll eventually learn by talking to people and getting clues about what locations want what types of books. So you may still find someone, at that wharf that likes kids' books or crime books or whatever. So you don't want to just not have those because you'll miss a sale opportunity. But you don't want to focus on those. You can kind of just, make half of your stuff, the genres that are going to sell, and then the rest just a little mix to get, whatever else people want. You'll also see what people are looking at. You'll see these little word bubbles kind of pop up over top of your little bookshop, and you'll see the genres that people are looking at and considering and putting into their little bags. But you'll also see genres that they X out and don't put in their bags. And I'll kind of give you a clue to, I keep seeing that nobody here likes kids' books, so I'll stop trying to sell kids' books here. That's if you want to min-max. I'm not that crazy into this game where I'm taking notes and writing down min-maxing and all that. I'm just kind of basing it off of, what I'm seeing and kind of going there. I'm not taking it super seriously. I'm having a good casual experience with this game. You'll also be able to buy and find items to decorate your tiny bookshop. and those come with bonuses. They could give you like 2% more customers interested in this genre, or it could maybe raise the price that you're able to sell it for. It may increase the number of people that ask you for book recommendations during the day, for instance. Those sorts of things. And when you're selling, people will say, I need help with this book, or I need help with this. Then there's like a little timer that times down. If you miss it, you miss that sale opportunity. I think it's like 10 seconds, something like that. It's not hard to do if you're paying attention. You then click on it, and then they tell you a little story about what they want. They say, oh, I'm interested in these things. And that could be, I'm interested in this genre. I'm interested in a book that's published in this time period, or I'm looking for a certain page count. Or more interestingly, I'm interested in a book that's about like historical settings. And so those clue words that you see in their description kind of require you to figure out, okay, well, what genre would fit, right? But the coolest part is that these books in your your bookstore, your bookshop, are actual books. So you'll see titles from all kinds of books, current, contemporary books, classics, all these things. And they'll have like a little description about what the book is actually about. And you have to pick those. And by doing this, you're probably going to be interested in some of these books like I am. I've been playing this game and I've been like, ooh, that sounds cool. I should look that book. I should write this down and then follow this book up later. So this game may cause you to read. I don't know. Just be careful. You'll also, as you're getting these items, you might also find quests. As you're talking to people, they might say, oh, come back to this place 3 times. Cool, that's a quest. Sell 40 of these books. Well, that's a quest. And once you do that, it's going to, I think, give you a stamp for that area. That's one of the things you have to do is collect so many stamps per area. But it'll also introduce you to other people. It'll earn you different items, those sorts of things. There's achievements for them as well, which is the main reason you'll probably be doing them. There is the cycle works that you go to a location. So you pick a location, but before you do that, you set up your shop with all the items you want. So let's say you know you're going to the beach that day. So you want to pick items to put on your shop that are conducive to the beach. At the beach, they like kids' books and they like crime novels. So cool. So I'm going to pick items that boost the sales of those things. And then you set up your bookshop. You then say, oh, I'm going to the beach. And you go off to the beach. And then once you get there, you open the bookshop by clicking on your 2 windows in your door, and people start to filter in, and then they have those conversations with you. You'll probably get like 2 to 3 book requests a day, unless you start to augment that with items. I think there's an achievement for getting 5 in a day, 5 successful recommendations in a day. So I think the only way you get that is by boosting it with items, I'm pretty sure. And then when the day is over, people will stop showing up. You close up your bookshop, and then your car drives off. And then you get the newspaper that starts the next day. And in it has a little brief on how your sales went the day before, what books you sold, how much money you made, that sort of thing. It'll tell you what today's weather is, and it'll show you the week, if there are any events that week. For instance, one of the events could be there's a sale at the wharf for fish. So, okay, cool. So we'll go there, and I can go buy fish for some reason. Well, there's a quest that needs you to do that, so that you have to go there that day at some point, do the other quests that are required for that day, and then you can get some fish, which is required for some things. There's also a farmer's market on Thursdays. So every Thursday, everybody gathers, and there's a whole bunch of different people that show up at that same spot. And that's where you can go and buy items or pick up more quests for them and to complete those. So basically, it's just a really, chill game. You kind of just set these things. You go to a location, you open up your shop, and you just sit and you wait and you watch. And then when the thing pops up that asks you about a book recommendation, that's when kind of the interactive part of the game really kicks in, where you have to start thinking about, okay, what should I recommend based on what this person wants? And like I said, it's also probably going to make you want to read some of these books if you're paying attention to the prompts and everything that pop
They're
up.
real books, right?
Yeah, they're real books. So it's really cool. I think that part's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. As for the achievements, there's a good mix, story unmissable type stuff. You're going to do these as you go. You're going to meet all the characters eventually. You're going to go to all the locations eventually. There's achievements for all that stuff. You have to give successful recommendations. So you actually have to meet their criteria for the books that they want and give them something that they're excited about. You have to do that for 1 book, 3 books, and 5 books all in one day. So there's 3 different achievements there. You have to go into debt. That's really easy to do if you're not paying attention. What that basically means is you have less money in your account than is the startup fee to go to a location. And those fees are like $16, $20, $5, whatever. The items that you put on your shop, some of those could have like a negative effect that increase the amount of your costs for the day. So your base cost could be like $5 a day. But if you have these 2 ferns out there that require your attention, each one of those is worth an extra $1 a day. So now your setup cost is now $7. It's pretty small. Oh, one of the other things I should have mentioned is when that newspaper comes up, there's also a classified section. And the classifieds will have like 4 little places for books or boxes of books at various prices. Sometimes they're giving them away. Sometimes they're really expensive. Sometimes they're previously expensive, but they're on sale. And they could be any mix of things like, oh, I was cleaning out my my crime novel collection. So all those books will be crime. Then there could just be like, I found these in my basement, and it's a mixture of everything. There's also 2 seasonal items, and those are typically very expensive. I don't know if you need them all or not, but that is just another thing that happens on the newspaper. So back to the achievements. There's, besides going into debt, there's selling so many books in a day and selling so many books of a particular genre in a day. Once again, one of those is the unobtainable, and that's for travel books, for 40 travel books in a day. And then the other achievements are for completing those tasks. So as you're going along and doing all these tasks, you'll be popping achievements as you go. I think there's one achievement, a meta achievement for that, which is completing all the tasks. When I look on TA for everybody that has every achievement except for this one that's unobtainable, it's kind of averaging about 25 hours. So you can expect that's about how long you're.
That was my question. Yeah, I was thinking
that's about how long you can expect, I guess, if you're doing a good job. I saw some people were up to like around 30. I don't know. Maybe they're idling it. I'm not sure. Now, this game is available on Xbox. It's also available on PC. I recommend playing it if you have the choice on the PC, because the tooltips on the books just work better with a mouse. When you go click on the spine of a book in your bookshop, it brings up the description, shows you everything about it with the pages, the publication date, and a little synopsis on it. And you can also sort of see what the person wants at the same time. And it's just natural, just feels natural. I played it on the console today to kind of see how it differed. And those things are there, but they require an extra button press. You have to press the back button on the console controller to have like a little, magnifying glass comes up that allows you to mouse over things. And then you'll see the special pop-up text that you would have seen had you moused your cursor over or clicked your cursor on the PC. So between the two, the experience is a little bit better on the PC, but it's still fine on the Xbox or if you're playing with a controller on the PC. But I would say if you have the choice, go with the mouse. But yeah, Tiny Bookstore, pretty cool. Tiny Bookshop, Tiny Bookshop, pretty cool little cozy game on Game Pass.
Very nice. Has there been any update on the unobtainable?
No, just I think the forum says they've contacted the developer and they expect to hear something.
Okay.
Yes, L.
Yeah, the comment says that the dev said they're going to look at it, so that's as promising as anything. Yeah,
and like I said, there's other achievements that are similar to this. It's just this is the one for this one particular genre. Yeah. So why wouldn't they?
I think they'll fix it.
Yeah,
I think they'll fix it.
Yeah.
Is this the type of game where you're bombarded by quests and you're like, get like stuck focusing on one, or can you just pretty easily do one thing and then go to the next thing? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, you could potentially even be working on multiple quests at the same time. Like if you time it right, or if you just stumble into it, which is probably how I'm going to do it. You could stumble into something where it's like, oh, sell, so many of this particular genre, but then another quest is like, hey, sell, so many of these books at the wharf for, facts, fact books or whatever. So you're not going to get locked out of them if that's what you're asking. And you can just keep going. You can just keep selling books and not doing any of the quests if that's what that sounds fun. You can just do that. But it's pretty straightforward, I think, to just kind of like lock in on, oh, I'm going to work on this. Now the ones that could kind of stink are the ones where you have to wait till like a particular day of the week. Like, oh, I have to go to the fish market on Wednesday, or I have to go to the the book fair or whatever it is on Thursday. You have to go do that. But for the most part, you can kind of do what you want to do. Like if the quest is sell stuff at the church or whatever, you can go to the church any day you want and sell stuff there and work on that particular quest if you want. Or you could try to min-max.
And of course, is there an eliminator mode?
There is no eliminator mode, but you will need batteries in your controller.
Oh, really? And did you just find a run button?
There is no run button. I've checked. I looked at the documentation. I've sent a message on Twitter to the developer. I'm pretty sure there is no run button.
Okay. Yeah, this game looks fun.
Yeah, it's a cool little.
It looks like
game.
Addicting.
Well,
like one more thing type of game.
Yes. I mean, it definitely has that. They've figured out. I mean, I ran into that today with Hades 2. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play Hades 2 just for a little bit, and I'm gonna go back to work. Yeah, the way they've set up that gameplay loop in Hades 2, it's like, oh, you can never stop playing this game. Like, you just have to keep playing because this gets into this, gets into this, gets into this. And Tiny Bookshop is a little bit like that as well. But I find it easier to tear myself away from Tiny Bookshop.
Did Tiny Bookshop have voice acting?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Pretty sure it does not. I have the audio on. I have the music on. I'm not remembering any voice.
Probably a lot of dialogue.
No, they want you to read, so it literally is.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Kind of the theme of the game, but whatever.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely one I've got. I saw the videos on it. Looked pretty fun, so I'll have to check that out in the future. That was a Tiny Bookshop from Koosh. Elle, what have you got for us? Or do you need help pronouncing that?
All right. Well, speaking of Hades and Hades 2, I was going to bring that up if you didn't, but because it just dropped on Game Pass as we recorded. And Koosh has been playing it this whole time.
It dropped earlier today. Don't lie.
Oh.
You could tell when he was talking, he was distracted.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be talking about a Game Pass game as well, actually. And it is called Absolum, which is one of those titles where if I was just scrolling through, I would completely skip. But it had some hype behind it, and my son was talking it up to me. It is spelled Absolum, Absolum. And it is similar to Hades in that you do several runs. So it's got the roguelite element to it. But the genre of gameplay is beat 'em up. So I think there are other beat 'em up roguelites, but I don't know of any that are quite like this. So the art style is definitely Koosh-esque. It's colorful and
pretty.
Quirky
It's very
characters
pretty.
and animations.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says it's pretty. And it is 2-player co-op. And you could play either local co-op or online co-op. And what's nice about it is that you can play online and both players get achievements.
Okay.
However, if you're playing local, both people do not get achievements, so beware of that. So I'm actually playing this with my son, and we have it set up where one of us is on the laptop and one of us is on the Xbox, and we're in the same room playing co-op. So that solves that. And they have it so player one is going to, or whoever's got the most progress will always play down to whoever's got the least, so no one's ahead. But obviously, we're in the same place. So you start off with 2 characters, and there are 4 characters total, which is not a spoiler because in the opening cutscenes you see all 4 of them, and eventually you unlock 2 more, and they all have their different strengths and weaknesses, and they all have achievements for each character as well, including beating some of the bosses or mini bosses with each character. So they encourage multiple runs. So, for example, there's the female character Galandra, and she's a sword wielder. And there's Carl, which is like who's the gruff dwarf type character, and he's like, a drunk. And then you unlock Cider, who looks like a Casey Jones from Turtles. And then there's Brome, who's like a frog character from Chrono Trigger. It's very interesting. So my son and I played about 4 to 5 hours so far, so enough to give a pretty decent impression, I think. So you start off, and right away you realize, okay, I could take different paths. I can go up or I can go down. And then you get a map also, so you can see where you've been and where you're going. And every time you finish a run like Hades, you get some more exposition, and then you might get a new quest. So you can look for different, use the map to your advantage and go where they tell you to go. So you could learn some more about a character's past or story going forward. And so far, I have, 7 of the game's 37 achievements, which are mostly for defeating random bosses that we've run into so far. And there's an achievement for finishing a run with another player, online or locally, which is nice. So if anybody needs a good co-op game on Game Pass, this is a good one. You play this, right, Koosh?
I did, yes. I played this at the same time.
I assume you played alone.
What's that? Yeah, of course I played it alone. I played it about the same time I was checking out the achievements that popped in Towerborn, because Towerborn just got achievements a few weeks ago to the game preview version of it, and I was like, I cannot play these 2 games at the same time because they're 2 kind of similar, but they go about it and they have different feels, and I don't like these at the same time.
So, yeah, I mean, this game wears its Hades on its sleeve. In the main hub, there's a training dummy to attack. And actually, the first character you unlock, Cider, there's an achievement for staying airborne for 15 seconds. And if you just mash the Y button on the training dummy, you can get that achievement in record time. You just bounce off the training dummy. And I actually figured this out on my own, and then I went to go put a solution, but I saw it was already up there. So that was an easy one. So if I have any criticism of the game, it's that, I mean, it's probably because I suck, but I feel like there's not much strategy as far as the beat 'em up goes. So I'm just mashing X and having myself a blast. And the Y button is the skill button, but I didn't see that it did too much. My son keeps reminding me of crazy things, of something called, I think, a parry button. Do you know what a parry is? I don't know. So it's probably my fault that I'm not strategizing too much. As you go, you unlock more what's called arcanas, which is your magic. You use the right trigger for that. And after more runs, you get more points to put into your skill tree, so you can get more than one use of arcanas, extra health, that kind of thing. There's an achievement for eating the different kinds of meat. So, of course, in any good beat 'em up, I think this started back in Final Fight, where you find a big roast, big chicken or ham roast in the garbage can, and you eat that, and you get your full health back. So you eat all the different types of food. You get an achievement for that, and eventually you unlock the ultimate attack, which is the left trigger and right trigger together, and that, of course, is a lot of damage. There's also companions that you could find to ride, much like Golden Axe, where you go on the animal's back and you can use them. And I believe one of the main menu loading screens taught us that you can pet them, so I haven't tried petting them yet. Not as much petting as in the Bookshop game, but still some petting nonetheless. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Looks like decent amount of people. 775 people have completed it so far out of the 20,000 that started it. And the most votes so far have gone to 15 to 20 hours as an estimate to finish this game. I think that the achievements I have in the target so far for the 4 stars is from this game. I think it's the only 4-star game I've played this month. So I guess I have to keep playing. Whenever my son and I have a chance, we do like a run a day. That seems like about as much time we have these days. But it's been a few days. Any questions?
No, I see there's also the ability to have companions, so you can rent a soldier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, if you play far enough, you get to heal up in a town, buy some beer, get some health back, and also you can pay like 50 gold and get a companion, and he joins you. Which is, they're usually pretty crappy, the AI, but it's someone taking some of the attacks off of you, so that's always nice.
Yeah, the achievement for that is having 4 of them at the same time. So I wonder if you have to keep them alive.
We haven't even gone past the first world, really. So
yeah,
I imagine it, but you get that feeling. Like at the beginning, I'm like, oh, does it feel like we're getting stronger? But every time we've played, we've gone further and further. But we're also just taking different paths every time. I'm sure if you stick to the same path, you could probably learn stuff a little better.
right.
And then there's hidden paths as well, which I just learned. So I recommend Absolum.
Now, did you find the area in the first town, like the starting town? Did you find the little hidden area?
I stumbled on it.
Okay.
Oh, you mean where you go down?
Yes.
Yeah, I stumbled upon that the other day. Yeah.
Okay.
And I beat the mush troll.
Gotcha.
The mush troll, which is a troll with mushrooms all over him.
Yeah.
So he's a mush troll.
And I'm pretty sure, like you were saying, I'm pretty sure the parry is important because
there's different colors involved and all kinds of stuff.
It'll allow you to do more damage to enemies. So I think it stuns them and it allows you to get a lot more, number one, your attacks do more damage at that point, and also you can get more chances to attack. So yeah, I'm pretty sure parry is important.
Yes, it stuns them. I know. I'm just being facetious, but yes. There's definitely more strategy than I give it credit for.
Yeah, a little more, not a lot more, just a little bit more.
A little more.
Yeah.
A little.
I think it's fair criticism.
Did you get a sense?
It's not super deep.
Did you get a sense of what that? It's kind of like the museum in Animal Crossing. Like you go down and you get and you see which things you've unlocked so far. Mm-hmm. Did you get a sense of what that really was? I wasn't really sure. You see some of the stuff you've unlocked before.
Yeah, I it's been a while since I've played it, and I only played it for 2.5 hours or so. But I thought it was more like here's this monster. You've beat this monster 5 times, something like that. That's what I remember, but I could be misremembering.
There's definitely a dude down there telling you tutorial stuff, which is helpful.
Yeah,
because you're still learning the whole time.
Yeah.
Wild West, would you play something like this?
Probably not. Doesn't sound like my kind of thing. Yeah. Just being honest.
I mean, it got really good reviews on Steam, and people on Steam were like, "Oh, this game's great," and I think it's cool. I think it's very cool, but it's not super cool. I was expecting it to be super cool.
I mean, I gotta check out some videos. You made a good review of it, so I gotta check it out. I haven't really seen anything.
It's not groundbreaking.
It is pretty,
But
though. It really
fun.
is. The animation is
It's
slick.
definitely fun, and definitely helps to have a co-op partner, in my opinion. But if you don't have one, it's probably good enough solo. The when you played solo, the second player was the AI or just no second
There's
player?
no second player when you're doing that.
No second player.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. But the
Got
only second player you get is his companions, and I had a hard time keeping one of them alive to get to the second one. I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. So maybe there's another
so-
place that has a bunch of them, or I don't know. Maybe that's when you want 2 players.
The obvious pro of playing with a co-op partner as opposed to alone is if your co-op partner goes down, you can revive them. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't get much health back, but you can get back up for the fight.
Yeah, it looks like there's according to the solution, there's an item that you can buy at the store that gives a 15% chance to convert an enemy into an ally. And that's probably the best way to do it. But
it really feels like you just have to keep playing and that there's some RNG involved and some just learning the lay of the land.
Yeah.
But yes, but it is on Game Pass and it is on Play Anywhere. So that's how we were able to play, take advantage of that in the same room, not on the same Xbox. So something to keep in mind.
Cool.
All
right, so that was Absolum, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, you got a couple different names here on the dock, but I think you got the right one.
I can't say those out loud.
Yes.
Those are for your eyes only.
There you go. All right, that has been our game showcase. So make sure to check out some of those games if any of those sound interesting to you. We're going to move on to Game Pass. Out now, we have DayZ joining Ultimate, Premium, Essential, PC Game Pass. I guess it's coming back to the service. I don't know. Do you know if they're still running those achievement servers, or did they ban them?
No, I'm pretty sure those things still exist for DayZ.
Still exists. Okay, so you can kind of get them. I think in a couple hours if you're interested. I'm sure a lot of us did it back in the day, but if you are,
they banned me from that game.
Why? Because you're shooting so bad.
You weren't there. You don't know the troubles I caused.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was stealing bread from the Mount of Decadence. It was bad.
Yeah, he's not too proud.
Yeah. We've also got Warhammer Vermintide 2 is out now on Cloud Console for Game Pass Essential. Endless Legend 2 for PC and Game Pass Premium. That one has one unattainable, so be wary of that. One of my, I wouldn't say favorites, but maybe a game that I enjoyed playing, FBC Firebreak, is now on Game Pass Premium. That's on Cloud Series X, S, and PC. We also had Planet Coaster 2 come out on April 9th. That's on Cloud, X, S, and PC. And that's on the Ultimate and Premium and PC Game Pass. Sounds like if you enjoyed the first one, which I did, that you'll enjoy a lot of the second one. It looks like the achievements will be about the same amount of time and effort. And I think they included, the big update was they included water aspects to this one. So hopefully I'll have some time to check that out soon. As Koos mentioned, Tiny Bookshop is also out now, so make sure to check out that. That's on Game Pass Ultimate, Premium, and PC Game Pass. We had Football Manager 26 on PC and console for Game Pass Premium is out now. Out today, as of our recording, is El mentioned, Hades 2 is on Ultimate, Premium, and PC Game Pass, and that's on Cloud, Handheld, PC, and the Series X and S. So that might be a fun one to run through on the handheld.
Yeah,
just get a run in or run or two in.
If you get good eyes, sure.
Oh, that's true.
That one's a little too small, I think, for me. I don't think I'd be playing that one.
We have Replaced on Cloud, Series X, S, and PC. That's on PC, or that's on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. And we also have, oh goodness, man, they really just want to screw me over on these names. All right, the Thaumaturge.
Thaumaturge, I believe, yes.
Thaumaturge, okay. That is on Game Pass Ultimate, Premium, PC Game Pass for Cloud, PC, and Series X and S. I don't know much about that game. I'll have to see about this. Fool's Theory developer. It's a 50 to 60 hour completion. Role-playing turn-based.
Yeah, turn-based.
Interesting. It's got a good rating, though, 4.4.
Just so you know, a thaumaturge is a worker of wonders and performer of miracles, a magician.
Oh,
Another word for magician. So,
Yeah.
maybe I need.
So if you take out some of those letters, you just get mage. I
there
get
you
it.
go.
I'll have to. Now I need to find that little advert that says, "And now you know." Add that in there. All right. April 16th, you will have NHL 26 on Cloud, Series X and S for Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Another, I think, a pretty big get is getting the Oblivion Remastered down to Premium for Game Pass Premium. So those lucky people will get it. That is for Cloud, Series X, S, and PC. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is now going to be on Ultimate, Premium, and PC Game Pass. That's on Cloud, Console, and PC. And I believe that's the remake, right? Yeah, looks like it. So that's the remake or whatever it is, the newer version of Modern Warfare.
This is not that slow.
They're a little slow. April 21st, you have Little Rocket Lab on Cloud, Console, PC for Game Pass Premium. You have SOPA, Tale of the Stolen Potato, which I believe Elroy talked a little bit about. That's on Cloud, Console, Handheld, and PC for Game Pass Premium. The new Vampire Survivors developers game is coming out on April 21st, and that's Vampire Crawlers for Cloud, Console, and PC and Handheld. That's coming to the Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass tiers, and I believe that's an RPG, right? It's not going to be kind of like how the other one is. It's a little different.
Well, yeah, it's a little slower, and because you're playing cards, I believe. But I don't know. We'll see soon enough.
Yep, we will. April 23rd, we have Kiln for Cloud, Console, and PC and Handheld. That's coming to the Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass tiers. We have Aphelion coming out on April 28th. We have Sledding Game coming on April 30th, along with Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. We have May 7th, we have Mixtape coming out. Trying to think. I thought I'm pretty sure we saw something on Mixtape, didn't we? Before? I think we like
Box Simulator.
Yeah. On May 12th, we have Call of the Elder Gods. Looks like this is the follow-up to Call of the Sea. So if you liked that game, you might want to check this one out. It's on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. And then the big one, on May 19th, we get Forza Horizon 6. Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Koosh, what's leaving Game Pass?
What
are you playing?
Current? I can't remember if this is current or not. I think it is. Leaving Game Pass on the 15th, which is tomorrow as of recording.
I guess we really don't need to know that.
These are already gone. You don't really need to know, but I'll rip through them. There's Ashen, there's I Using Chronicle 100 Heroes, a whole bunch of flavors of Grand Theft Auto 5. My Little Pony and Zephyr Heights Mystery is really what you should have been playing.
Oh.
And Terra Invicta for Windows, which nobody even bothered downloading. So
my
got like 5 minutes to play My Little Pony. Oh crap!
Yeah, gotta hurry.
Yes. So my thing on that is you were absolutely right on your review. The in-game stuff with that was just absolutely terrible. I had one of my friends playing it, and he was just like, "Well, where do I go now?" And I was like, "I honestly don't know, dude. Like, you just got to figure it out." Like, it's like you'd go to one area, and then you try to talk to all the people that you're supposed to talk to. Yeah. And they're like, "Well, we don't have anything." It's like, okay, well, let me try this other area. And there's 6 of these areas.
I was flipping through 2 different guides that had a list of the quests and the description of the pony that was the quest giver, and I'm like, I'm looking for a green pony with a blue hat, and
where is
what's
he?
Green? Is it teal? What is teal? Is teal green or is teal blue?
Yeah,
this thing's clearly teal. That part sucked.
You could have played Portal instead.
I never heard of this game. Is this on Game Pass? Did it just come out?
All they had to do was just put a marker. That's all they had to do.
Well, it leaves Game Pass. Yeah, they could have done that. And it's so stupid because some quests don't open up until other quests have been completed.
Yeah.
So someone someone, for the love of all that's holy, please create like an ordered list of the quests, and then make it easier for all the achievement hunters that have 10 to 12 hours to do this in the next day.
It's off Game Pass now, but if you are tempted to buy it, I would recommend not, unless your kids are really into My Little Pony. Gameplay's not that bad. It's not the worst thing I've played, but
gameplay was fine. But it was that quest to clean up at the end was just ooh.
Yeah, and for $40 that it usually runs, it's on sale for $18 now. Even that's a stretch for me.
Get it to the library if you can.
Yeah. All right. Any noteworthy brags or anything that you recognized from the community this week?
I finished Fogs. Who saw that?
I did see that. I was at the beach and I saw that. I was like, it only took you 5.5 years. Yeah.
It was like, this is a COVID game. We'll knock this out. And so that's crazy. My daughter was like 8 at the time. Now she's 13. It's wild. And she was still playing like she was 8, having a good time, trying on all the different
I think about like walking in the walls, like dropping the controller.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Looks like...
With that said, I'm ready for sleepy times. That was fun, guys.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us again, Elle. Thanks for listeners for listening in. Let us know how you anything we think we can improve on, or shout us out for any brags or anything. But until episode 400, I guess we are going to start the celebration now.
Oh, special thanks to PH1 Hung. I don't know if that's your name or not. Someone
that's hung.
I don't know.
That's hung well.
I don't think it's that. But he did hop on the Discord and said, been listening to the podcast a lot recently. Keep it up, boys. I don't know which boys he was talking to. I'm going to just assume it was us or the other guys, the other boys. In either case, thank you. We appreciate hearing that people actually listen and enjoy the show. That feels really good. So thank you for that.
So what Koosh is saying is he's really just wants everyone to tag him this week in Brad Camp or podcast discussion at Brad Camp, whatever.
I'll take it. I know how to manage my alerts. Go for it.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. See you later.
Class dismissed.
Bye-bye.